Well, welcome to the video. In this video, we'll do a quick Bitcoin update based on the latest price action. I will share two things first up. Number one, I do have a running Bitcoin analysis page. You'll find that link below. And I did release the Ultimate Bitcoin Analysis, Prelude to the Third Crisis. That is a series that has a downloadable document that goes through technical analysis and some statistical analysis of Bitcoin, and then a series of videos that break down all of the actual introduction, Crisis 1 and 2, and then talks about Crisis 3. So those two links are down below in the description. So first up, what we have here is with Bitcoin, we're looking at the daily time frame. We are entering kind of one of the important inflection areas, which is around the June 2021 pivot low. We also have the 30K key level that it's almost tested. We also have the January 2021 forward key lows. So it's starting to test some key areas. It did leave this value channel, and that's something that we really didn't want to see, obviously, for further upside and not a further downside test. If we look at the 4-day and we remove some of these inflection areas here, we look at the 4-day, we do see we're coming across some good 4-day levels here. So you would anticipate what you'd like to see. Now, one of the concerning things here is that there is 3 days and 4 hours left in this 4-day candle. So it could test a lot lower, but ideally what you'd like to see on the 4-day is for it to hold this level here. So this key level right around 30,800. You'd like to see the close of this 4-day candle to close above that. That would then mean there probably would be an upside test, probably to this momentum area, and then another failure. If we look at the weekly, we see some interesting stuff as far as the weekly. We do see the mixed 200 average here right around 24,000. So that probably is within striking distance. It's about a 20% sell-off. That's well within a typical week of Bitcoin. It might not happen this week, but it could happen next week. This $24,000 is well within striking distance, same with the $19,000. So this is something, if you haven't actually read the document, the Ultimate Bitcoin Analysis, I think it would be helpful to read that, because I talk about the two crises that Bitcoin has gone through. I do give a comparison for an example, and this is from a chartist perspective. So at this point in time, I wouldn't be long anywhere. There's no long signal. We're still momentum short. It's given up the RDA. The weekly's been given up. If we look at every time frame is momentum short. So really you shouldn't be long at any point in time until there's some signal on a lower time frame. We do have the December 19th 4-day level here, right at 18,000. I mean, that's well within striking distance as well. I know it's negative 35%, but that's well within a standard sell-off of Bitcoin. We can see here, here's a 46% sell-off. So if we just take this here, we go here, that's 46% right around that level. So it's well within the standard sell-off of Bitcoin. These numbers are well within the kind of standard deviation of what a sell-off could be. So you need to be prepared for those levels. That's something I do talk about in the members video on the third crisis, and I think we are heading into the third crisis. It's happening a little bit earlier than I anticipated, but we'll see what happens here over the next couple days. I probably will do an update here before this 4-day candle closes, so you'll definitely want to check out the running Bitcoin analysis page. So just in recap before I end the video, these levels are key. Is really these levels and seeing how the reaction happens around the lower time frame, specifically the 1 hour. What you'd like to see on the 1 hour is you would like to see, it's been bias and momentum short since this day here, since 5 May, really 08, it's been momentum short. This whole point is momentum short. You'll see there's a momentum check right there. It failed. Another momentum check, it failed. You'll see that the RDA was given up, the RDA. So what you'd like to see for further upside is obviously this key level to hold. And then as it comes up on the 60 for these momentum checks, to start capturing these momentum checks. The ultimate is the RDA right here. So you've got the RDA that's starting to turn over, not starting to turn over, that's starting to align with the weekly open. So I would anticipate probably if you do see some upside move, it's going to come up and it's probably going to fail right around this area, right around 34,000. So if you do see an upside move, so far the chart is telling you that there's probably going to be failure right around here. So that's what I'd be watching for in the lower time frame. If we look at the 240, see if it can give us any clues. It probably doesn't. It's the same thing. Same thing. Momentum short. And you could probably expand this area a little bit with the 240 if you're using the 240. This area right here. So right between the 35 and 34,000, you would expect a failure based on how the chart's aligning right now. So that's really, obviously the positive side would be for it to capture these momentum in the RDA and then continue to hold up. But that's a little bit of an overshoot on the weekly time frame, so I wouldn't expect that high of a move, but that might happen if it does, if you do see buyers step up and you do see bids hit the market. So that's my current view of Bitcoin. I will do an update here in another 2 or 3 days.